everyone, my name is Tamara Chambers, and this is Tamara's Never Seen, and tonight I'm watching Top Gun. On the highway to the danger zone. Tom Cruise is either a big hit or a big miss. I know I need to see Magnolia and Rain Man. Today I'm just gonna watch Top Gun. I have the limited 3D edition right here. Is this a movie that needs to be in 3D? I don't know. I'm making a lot of leather on leather action noises here, which is really fun for everyone. What can I say except you're welcome? You're welcome. Let's just get into this before I question every wardrobe decision I've ever made. Okay. Uh-oh. I've got some unpopular opinions here just in my pocket. Here they are. I didn't love this movie, you guys. I thought that it was a super generic story. I would rather see any other film about aviation. Not that I know of any. The Aviator. There's one. Nailed it. I said this in The Legend Tamara's Never Seen with Doug. I think his younger stuff, he's a little dopey, which I kind of find endearing because he's so aggressively like handsome now in like his almost 60s that I don't know, seeing him as like a dopey dude with not perfect teeth and a unibrow is endearing a little bit. So I didn't hate Tom Cruise in this. I hated Tom Cruise's character though. There was a really great homoerotic volleyball scene, which is fun. Other than that though, I really could have gone my whole life without seeing this film. The character that Tom Cruise plays has some massive daddy issues, which reminded me a lot of the Green Lantern movie. Because in that movie, Hal Jordan had some really intense daddy issues. His dad was a pilot. Oh my god, they were all pilots. He like exploded in front of him, and in this, he was like, had daddy issues because his dad was a pilot and he was really good, and then he just disappeared. I don't think they ever resolved that either. In the movie, he's like, somebody knows. Somebody with crazy clearance knows. And they never found out, did they? If they did, I missed it. Out of sheer boredom. He's super irresponsible in the air, and he's like, it's because, you know, my dad and all this stuff. And it's like, we all have parent shit, dude. You can't use that as an excuse. Not in adulthood. Maybe as a kid you can, but not as an adult. You can't do it, not to that extent where you're endangering people's lives. I don't walk around with like insulin needles and like prick people and say like, I've got daddy issues. You know, like, it's not a thing. So in the beginning, he is in the Air Force and he's got a whole team around him and they're doing some drills and this guy with the codename Cougar is flying around and he's super nervous. I just wrote down Tom Cruise got Maverick and his partner got Goose, which is unfair. One thing I will give this film is that it had amazing one-liners. Son, your ego is writing checks your body can't cash. That's so 80s. So the whole Cougar incident where he didn't want to land is because he was nervous, and so he almost lands and then he goes back out and he doesn't have any fuel to go back out, but he still does it anyways. And instead of Tom Cruise landing, Maverick and Goose, they decide to go up and talk to him man to man. So they're flying next to each other and he's like helping him get down, and he finally lands, but it was really dangerous. And it's like, well, I understand you want to see his face, but also you're not like yelling to each other, so you still could have communicated, done it by the rules, but he can't because the dad issues. So the commander is like super mad at them for this whole thing. So mad that he like gives them their greatest wishes. He's like, you know what your problem is? You're too good. It's like, cool, you got him, zing. And then he's like, I'm gonna send you off and give you your wildest dreams. Top Gun. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's like, I don't think you understand how to punish people. They really went hard on that unibrow. They were like, you know what? Yeah. This, what you're working with here, Mr. Cruise? Perfect. Keep it. The 80s were a time, man. They were a time. So they're out celebrating. Tom Cruise, Maverick, sees this woman that he wants to bed. And he and Goose go up to her and start singing. And she's like, all right, you can sit. And then she eventually like tells him to leave her alone. And so she gets up and walks away. And instead of just leaving it at that, he follows her into the women's bathroom and like is relentlessly like, come on, go out with me, blah, 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 blah. And I love it because the next day, it turns out that she's his instructor. I was like, yes, that's awesome. I love that. But then it's not cool. It's not well done at all, because then it's like he turns it into a sexy thing where he's like, you know, holding something above her head. He's like, I have information that you want. It's very much this trope of like, if I push long enough and if I'm persistent, I'll get the girl. That's not a good thing to teach anyone. I know it's gonna be like, oh, it's humor, humans of the internet aren't gonna like that I don't enjoy that, but I don't think that's cute. If he was like an overweight or like a very creepy guy or like he wasn't Tom Cruise, this would be a very different film. It would be a film about like this woman being harassed, but because it's Tom Cruise and because he's got a gorgeous unibrow and he has a leather jacket and a motorcycle, suddenly it's okay. Maybe best line of any film, I want some butts. Then you get the volleyball scene, which is just a brief breather in a otherwise terrible film. It's not terrible. It wasn't for me personally, but the volleyball scene, it was for me. Also, Val Kilmer. Yes! Iceman. Iceman, do you cometh? It's a little theater humor for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to present you with what I think is the cheesiest and most terrible writing I've ever witnessed. Here we go. Jesus Christ, do you think I'm reckless? I'll have you know that when I fly, my crew and my plane come first. Well, I'm gonna finish my sentence, Lieutenant. My review of your flight performance was spot on. Oh, is that right? That is right. But I held something back, Maverick. Something that I couldn't say back there. I see some genius in your flying. I was afraid that everyone in the tax trailer would see right through me, and I just don't want anyone to know that I've fallen for you. Bum, bum, bum! Take my breath away! I'm embarrassed that I just did that. No, I'm not, I don't care. I feel the need for speed. Then Goose dies. He just killed Goose. He didn't do it. His jet malfunctioned. So he doesn't do well when he goes back into the sky because he's nervous. And then he decides he's gonna quit. And then he decides he's just gonna leave without saying goodbye to the woman that he apparently loves and has fallen for. Then he doesn't quit. He decides to graduate. So all of that was so pointless. After graduation, they go on an actual mission to put a really nice cap on this lovely, well-told, and interesting story. He freaks out, of course, in the moment, but then he gains confidence and saves the day. I was definitely sad to see Goose go. He was by far my favorite character, right after Val Kilmer. But I didn't really get invested at all other than that. I think I might have went into it a little negative too. I think I might have known that I wasn't going to enjoy it and then just like didn't enjoy it even more because of that. And that's something you really gotta watch when you're watching films, and especially going back to old films that a lot of people have seen and like you always heard, oh, I should watch Top Gun at some point. I try really hard not to do, and I'm usually really good at going into it with a blank slate. This one I didn't do that. So that's also probably why I'm coming at this with such negativity. There's so much damn sexual tension in this film. There is a lot of sexual tension in this film, especially in that volleyball scene, and I loved it. I loved it. Y'all knew I was gonna love the volleyball scene. You will laugh when you notice the incredible lengths they go through to make Tom Cruise appear tall. I didn't even notice, so that means they did a great job, and that is fascinating to me. Fascinating. As a 5-foot tall human, I've definitely had to like stand on apple boxes while filming certain scenes with certain people. You'll blink and almost miss the fact that Meg Ryan is in this. I loved Meg Ryan in this, and I also loved the guy that plays her husband, Moose. I thought that that was a great pairing. 2 Val Kilmer movies in a row. Have you fallen in love yet? Yes. Depending on which order you watch things, you'll either call Val Kilmer your Huckleberry or your wingman. Or something else, you know what I mean? Thank you so much for watching. Next week, I'm gonna watch Howl's Moving Castle. Please check it out. Bye!